Hi. Hi friends. Welcome to Aggregator Transformation. Today we are discussing about the topic is called as Aggregator Transformation. So what is an aggregator transformation? So which is an active transformation which is connected to which is connected and which perform aggregator calculations like average, count, first, last, max, median, minimum, percentile, standard deviation, sum, and variance. These are options we are having in the aggregator transformation. Here, if see here, we go for the properties in the ports. So if I go here, we see here the functions. These are the functions that are available in the aggregator transformation. So here I will explain with the example also. Now we look at here. So it is unlike expression transformation in which one can do calculations in groups. How an expression transformation differs from aggregated transformation? Here, an expression transformation perform calculation on row by row basis. If suppose if we see here in this example we are having both expression transformation as well as aggregated transformation. Here, the expression transformation perform the execution row by row, one by one row. It will execute, but in the aggregated transformation, it performs calculations on groups. Okay. Next question. Does an aggregated transformation support only aggregate expressions? Here the answer is apart from aggregate expressions, aggregated transformation supports non-aggregate expressions and conditional classes also. Give an example for each of conditional aggregation, non-aggregate expression, and nested aggregation. Use conditional classes in the aggregated expression to reduce the number of rows used in the aggregation. The conditional class can be any class that evaluates to true or false. If suppose we are having some salary job equal to clerk. So in the conditional class, when job is clerk, we do the salary. By using non-aggregate expressions in group by ports to modify or replace groups. If product equal to brown bread product. So when product equal to brown bread, we are assigning that product becomes bread. Otherwise, we are returning product. This is called as non-aggregate expression. So nested aggregate expression means here it includes one aggregate function with another aggregate function. Suppose here we are having two aggregate function, that is maximum and count. First the count will done on the product. So which takes maximum of the count. So next question is how does aggregated transformation handle null values? So which is important here. I will show in the example also. By default, the aggregator transformation treats null values as null in the aggregator function. But we can specify to treat null values in aggregator function as null or zero. So whenever we are doing some additions like that, it takes null value only. So for that we go for the condition. I will show this one in the our example. Now, what is the performance consideration when working with aggregator transformation? So which is important. Filter the unnecessary data. Filter the unnecessary data before aggregating it. So place a filter transformation in the mapping before the aggregator transformation to reduce unnecessary aggregation. So next one is improve performance by connecting only the necessary input output ports to subsequent transformations, thereby reducing the size of the data cache. So when we are connecting each other, we have to connect only necessary input and output ports. then it will reduce the data cache. So use sorted input which reduces the amount of data cached and improves session performance here also. So aggregator performs improves dramatically if records are sorted before passing to the aggregator and sorted input option under the aggregator properties is checked. If we see here in the aggregator, this is expression, you see here we are having a sorted input option. If we enable, it will performs better. Next, see here, so sorted those column in the group by option. So when we are giving sorted input in the group by, we we have to give the group by option. It will increases the performance. So next, what are the uses of index and data cache? The group data is stored in index files, whereas row data are stored in data files. So, what is the difference between what differs when we choose sorted input for aggregate transformation? So, if we check here sorted input in aggregated transformation, so what is the difference it makes if in the integration level? Here we see integration service creates the index and data cache files in memory to process the aggregated transformation. So, if the integration service requires more space as allocated for the index and data cache size in the transformation properties, it stores overflow values in cache files, that is paging to disk. So one way to increase session performance is to increase the index and cache size in the transformation properties. If we see here, we are having index and cache size. If we increase the size, so it will perform better. Otherwise, so when we check sorted input, the integration service uses memory to process an aggregated transformation. It does not use cache files. When we are getting the sorted input, so no need to take these cache files in the memory. Okay, by the Informatica. Now we go another question. Under what conditions selecting sorted input in aggregator will still not boost session performance? Incremental aggregation session option is enabled. So next, the aggregate expression contains nested aggregate functions. Another one, when session property treats source flow as is set to data driven. So under what condition selecting sorted input in aggregator may fail the session? If the input data is not sorted correctly, the session will fail. And also, if the input data is properly sorted, the session may fail when the sort order by ports and group by ports of the aggregator are not in the same order. If both are not in same order, it will fail. If you see here, the sort order port and the group by port, which are both are not same, so it will gives session fails. Suppose we do not group by on any ports of the aggregator, what will be the output? If we do not did any group by ports, what will the output? The last record of the table is the output. So we see one by one what we'll get in the real time also. So if suppose we are having 100 rows coming from source, then aggregator will output only the last record of 100th record. That's it. What is the expected value if the column in an aggregator transformation is neither a group by nor an aggregator expression? So This is also same, the last record will give. So in the integration service produces one row for each group based on the group by ports. The column which are neither part of key nor aggregate expression will return the corresponding value of last record of the group received. However, if we specify particularly the first function, the integration service then returns the value of the specified first row of the group. So default is the last function. So if you see here, the properties, these are the properties in the aggregator transformation. So if we see, if it is sorted input, it will give the good performance. Next question is, what is incremental aggregation? So we can enable this session option. Incremental aggregation in the session includes an aggregator transformation. When integration service performs incremental aggregation, it actually passes changed source data through the mapping and uses the historical cache data to perform aggregate calculations incrementally. So next one is, if we sorted input for aggregator transformation will improve the performance of mapping. However, if sorted input is used for nested aggregated expression or incremental aggregation, then the mapping may result in session failure. Explain why. Why? Because in case of nested aggregation, there are multiple levels of sorting associated as each aggregation function will require one sorting pass. So, and after the first level of aggregation, the sort order of the group by column may be get jumbled. So, before the second level of aggregation, Informatica must internally sort it again. However, if we already indicate that input is sorted, Informatica will not do this sorting, resulting into failure. In an incremental aggregation, the aggregate calculation are stored in historical cache on the server. In this historical cache, the data may not be in sorted order. If we give sorted input, the records come as pre-sorted for that particular run, but in the historical cache, the data may not be in sorted order. How can we delete duplicate record using Informatica Aggregator, which is very important. So one way to handle duplicate records in source batch run is to use an aggregator transformation and using group by checkbox. If you see here, we give group by checkbox, it will remove duplicate records. Only it gives non-duplicate records. Okay, these are about aggregator function. Now we see the example here is with aggregator transformation. So go to core. So we are having the student table here. Select the star from students. So we have to go to for HR now. In the so we can copy this command also, no problem. Select a star from students. So in the student table, we are having 9 records. In that, we are having year of study and uh, subject names, that is maths, physics, chemistry, biology. Here, if we see here, David having null value here. So whenever, as we know, if we have null values, we cannot do aggregator transformation effects means we cannot uh, we cannot add all the records and we cannot get average. If we have any null values, the resultant should be null value. We see in the transformation end what will happen. So here we give we have to get students table from source, and whenever drag and drop the student table, it will automatically generates a source qualifier, and source qualifier is having the native data Informatica native data types. Now I am here giving in the expression transformation a condition is null of mass. So if we see here, if I am not giving is null function, what will happen? Let's see. Uh, hmm, let's see. Uh, home. It makes so by using this I fund it everything it make as comment means which is not executable. Just we am just getting chemistry. Okay, parcel successfully. Okay, okay, and then we pass these expressions into our a sorted transformation to make performance better. So we have to give here distinct. So means if we have any duplicate records, it will remove. And also I'm giving case sensitive. So whenever I'm giving case sensitive, only case sensitive values will take here. Uh, these are the properties of uh, our sorted transformation. Here I am giving the direction for everything is ascending order. Okay. Now I am moving to the aggregator transformation. In the aggregator transformation, I am taking here a variable port. In that variable port, I am here with the student ID and group buying. So if I take group by option for student ID, it will remove duplicate records of same student number. Uh, and also v underscore sum, a variable is created, and with that I'm adding maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and I'm giving an output port to get the output in the target side. I'm assigning this p underscore sum to this is output port of sum, and also I am also taken a variable port of average. So we are having four subjects. So here we are taking v underscore sum by 4. So that variable average is assigning to the o underscore average. Okay. Now the result should be pointed to our target table. Now I am saving. Just I removed there in the null value place is null function. What will happen? Let's see here, and we go to the workflow manager, workflow designer. If we see here, these are the mapping properties which is source qualified students which is mapped to oracle underscore source, and students is oracle underscore target. I'm giving truncatable option for this loading. So aggregator, we are taking a sorted input. If you are giving a sorted input, it will take sorted input because I already kept sorted transformation. So and sorted transformation is case sensitive. Okay, if I run here with the start workflow, what will happen? Let's see. Now it got succeeded. In the core schema, I am just executing this select start from students. So here the value of chemistry is null. So the total marks also become here null and the average also null. So which leads error for our output. So this kind of errors is called as logical errors. So we need to solve this error. We go for uh, okay, in the expression transformation we see we are giving the condition here. If we take here, I am removing this chemistry. I am placing if IIF is null of chemistry, it makes means the expression transformation will execute row by row. So if the row is consist, the row field is consist in null value, it makes as 0. Otherwise, it will place the actual value. Okay, we will validate here and okay, okay, and apply, okay, and save it. Go for uh, session, just to refresh the mapping and save it, and go for start workflow, and what will happen, let's see. Okay, go for core schema and execute. So now we see here 0, 94, 272, 68. So this is about the aggregator transformation. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.